Hello, my name is Leo and welcome to another reading of the Elder Scrolls. Today we're going to be reading the 36 Lessons of Vivec, Sermon 22. When Vivec left the first whirling school and went back to the space that was not a space, from the provincial house he looked into the middle world to find the second monster, which was called the Treasurewood Sword. Within years of the pomegranate banquet, it had become a lessening tune to the lower Velothi houses. They preached of its power. The treasure wood sword, splinter Sictelia of the high and glorious. He who wields it becomes self-known. The warrior poet appeared as a visitation in the ancestor alcove of House Mora, whose rose-worn prince of garlands was a hero against the northern demons. Vivec congregated with the bones, he said. A scavenger cannot acquire a silk sash and expect to discover the greatest systems of its predecessor. Perfect happiness is embraced by only the weeping. Give me back, and do so freely, what is barren of my marriage, and I will not erase you from the thought realm of God. Your line has a notable enchantress, that my sister Ayem is fond of, and her murky wisdom alone do I condensed to ask. A bone walker emerged from a wall. It had 3 precious stones set in its lower jaw, a magical practice of old. One was opal, the color of opal. Okay, which opal doesn't really have a color, it's like multiple colors, but whatever. The bone walker bowed to the prince in the middle air, the prince of the middle air, and said, The treasure wood sword will not leave our house. Bargains were made with the black hands Mephilia, the greater shade. Vivec kissed the first precious stone and said, Animal picture, rude walker, go back to the lamp that stays lit in water, and stow no more messages of useless noise. Down! He kissed the second precious stone and said, Proud residue, soon dispersed, serve no guarantees made in my foreimage, and demand nothing of its underskin. I am master evermore. Down! He kissed the opal and said, Down I take thee! And then Vivec withdrew into the hidden places, and found the darkest mothers of the Morang Tong, taking them all to wife, and filling them with undusted loyalty that tasted of summer salt. Keep going. They became his black queens, screaming live with 100 murderous sons and 1,000 murderous arms. That doesn't make sense. If there's 100 sons, that wouldn't make 1,000 murderous arms, but whatever. It would make 200 murderous arms, but whatever. Unless each... Well, that would mean that each son has 10 arms. Well, more than 10 arms, because it's thousands. Wait, no, hold on. Maybe I should keep reading. Screaming live with 100 murderous sons, 1,000 murderous arms, and 100,000 murderous hands. One vast moving event of thrusting kill laughter in alleys. Palaces, workshops, cities, and secret halls. Their movements among the holdings of the Rathiim were as rippled endings, heaving between times with all fates leading to swallowed knives, murder as moaning, God's holy rape erasure of wet death. Is wet death like death by Snooze? Could be. The king of assassins presented to Vivec the treasure wood sword. My lord, the king of assassins said, the prince of House Mora is now fond of you as well. I placed him in the corner of Dagon. His eyes were set into a fire prayer for the wicked. His mouth I stuffed with birds. The ending of the words is Alzheimer's. Okay, I need to talk about a couple of things. First of all, the math does not add up. If there are 100 suns, if each sun has, that would mean that each sun would have 10 arms each. Then you got 1,000 arms, but then each arm has 10 hands. Then you got 100. Wait, no, it's 100,000. Oh my god, each arm has to have 100 arms. 100 hands. 100 hand punch. Yeah, no, this isn't Street Fighter. Alright, the other thing I had to talk about, yes, is this. Taking them all to wife and filling them with the undusted loyalty that tasted of summer salt. So, he made them all his bitches. And then loyalty, quotation marks, that tasted of salt. What do we know that tastes of salt that you could, quote unquote, fill a person with? Especially if we're talking about them being your wife. Very creepy. Very, very creepy. Alright, are there any notes about this one? Bone Walker? I know what a Bone Walker is, right? Oh, Rathium? Rathium's in here. What's Rathium all about? Let's have a look. Where's Rathium? Where did they write Rathium? I don't know. Well, this has been another reading of the Elder Scrolls, the 36 Lessons of Vivec, Sermon 22. But for now, my name is Leo, and I will see you next time.